Hello everyone, my name is Chris Fritzler, and welcome to my latest challenge, bringing a fresh twist to this tile-based game project by designing and implementing a brand new mechanic. The mechanic I've introduced is a step remaining counter. The step remaining counter mechanic is a gameplay element that tracks the number of steps the player takes within the game world. Visually, a step counter display could be shown on the screen, indicating the remaining steps the player has left. When the player moves, the step counter decreases by 1. Gameplay-wise, the step counter adds a strategic element to movement and exploration. Players must carefully plan their routes and movements to conserve steps and avoid running out. If their player runs out of steps, they are reset back to the beginning of the level, requiring them to try again with a limited number of steps. I couldn't find a game that uses steps remaining, but I found something similar, which is The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. They use time remaining instead of steps. So here is my game. On the left side, you can see where it says steps remaining. So this level has 10 steps. Every step, the counter goes down by 1. If you fall off the map, player resets, and so does the steps remaining. If you run out of steps, player resets. Get to the finish, you complete that level, you move on to the next map. So the second map is bigger, so we have more steps. We have 17 steps for this level. Here, this map uses teleportation and blocks, moving blocks. So as a player, you see right here, move to this teleporter, it doesn't do anything. This one's just kind of throw the player off. So they go to this one, sends them back here. This level is meant to, I guess, trick the player until they figure out exactly what they have to do by sending them back to other teleporters. So there's not enough steps to go directly to the finish. So eventually the player will figure out that they have to go here. And that is it for my map, my game so far. Just those 2 levels. So looking at the blueprints and what I did to create this, first thing I created a widget to display the text, the steps on screen. So here in the event graph, I got a reference to the entity player, get actor class, entity player. That allows us to bring up the steps. Here, created a function. Using the player, we got the steps. In the designer, added a horizontal box. And then I have on the left side, I created a text box. Through that on the left side, it says steps remaining. This isn't going to change. And then the steps text, another text box. It's on the right side. This is the text that's going to change as you move around the map. Next, we go into the entity player. You want to create 2 variables. One is steps, be it integer, make it instance editable. And then max steps, also integer and instance editable. Here, max steps, you want to, after you compile it, you can change what number you want to be the max steps. So for this level, I have 10. So here we have, on the event begin play, I have setting the steps to get the max steps. And then at the end of the event begin play, I had the steps remaining widget, create widget, steps remaining, then add it to viewport. And then all this is add steps remaining widget to the viewport. In the tile, the base tile blueprint on event begin play, I got actor of class, set it to entity player just so we get a reference. I promoted the return value to a variable, named it player. And then on entered, so every time you enter a new tile, it's going to get that player reference and the steps, and it's going to subtract one step, and it sets the new steps, and if that step is 0, it's going to kill the player, and then resetting the map. On the second level, if we open up the level blueprint, I get actor class set to entity player. That gets a reference to entity player, and then I can set the max steps for this specific level. So every new level that I make, all I have to do is change this number right here, lower, higher, whatever I want for the max steps, and that will be what shows on that level when you're playing it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.